Have you ever looked down at your shoes and wondered, who came up with these? I mean, it's not every day you consider that the humble shoe, yes, the thing protecting your feet, has a history full of bizarre twists, ancient quirks, and more than a few laugh-out-loud moments. Buckle up, or should I say, lace up, because today, on Facts and Giggles, we're digging into the hilarious and surprising history of footwear. Let's step into it. All right, here's the deal. Shoes have technically been around for over 40,000 years, but they didn't always look like the fancy sneakers you wear to the gym. Oh no, the earliest evidence of footwear is from ancient caves in Oregon, and guess what? They were basically woven sandals. Yes, folks, cavemen rocked airy, open-toed vibes before it was Coachella chic. And speaking of sandals, here's something wild. The ancient Egyptians also rocked flip-flops of sorts, made from papyrus and palm leaves. And this one's my favorite. Only the rich could afford them, so ancient pharaohs were basically walking around in Gucci sandals. Imagine King Tut strolling the Nile asking, "Does this papyrus make me look royal?" But hold on, because the Middle Ages were where it got weird. Ever heard of poulaines? If not, let me paint you a picture. Poulaines were these shoes with extremely long pointy toes. The longer your shoes, the more fashionable you were. Some shoes were over 2 feet long at the tip. Just imagine a medieval knight trying to run in shoes that long. Tripping hazard? Absolutely. Style statement? Oh, you better believe it. Here's a fun fact. Poulaines were actually banned in some areas because people got tired of tripping over each other. Can you picture the local medieval law officer shouting, "Too pointy! You're under arrest!" Bet you didn't think shoe history would be this chaotic, huh? Now let's fast forward to the 17th century and talk about heels. Yes, men, I'm talking to you. High heels were actually first invented for guys. Specifically, horse riding guys. They provided a better grip in the stirrups. And get this. King Louis XIV of France wore high heels so often that the phrase high and mighty was inspired by his love of added height. His shoes were adorned with little portraits of himself. Confidence, 10-10. Speaking of confident footwear, let's talk about clogs. Yep, the unassuming wooden shoe of the Dutch. Legend says clog wearers would engrave funny messages on the wooden soles like, "If you can read this, I'm lying down." They knew how to make foot fashion hilarious and practical. The OG meme culture, but make it shoes. And now, it's time for the shoe that literally has jokes built in. Tap shoes. Did you know tap dancing has its roots in African and Irish dance traditions? It hit its comedic stride in early vaudeville shows. Imagine folks tapping their way through slapstick routines. Shoes were the original instrument for cracking jokes. When you think about it, a tap dancer's shoes were basically the first ever portable stand-up comedy stage. Okay, but let's bring it back to something ridiculous and modern. Platform shoes of the 1970s. First of all, why were they so tall? Were people trying to escape their disco rivals by towering over them? Let's take a moment to appreciate the chaos of shoes so high that people had to invent a method for walking without toppling over. Fun fact, platform shoes were so wobbly they were nicknamed ankle twisters. Disco nights must have been hazardous, yet glamorous. Can we talk about sneakers for a second? The word sneaker was coined in 1917 because their rubber soles were quieter than leather shoes, making it easier to, yes, sneak around. Imagine a burglar explaining to the cops, "It wasn't me, it was the sneakers." That's literally peak 1917 humor right there. But hold on to your laces because this next one's for the nerds in the room. In 1984, Nike released the Air Jordans. And let me tell you, people lost their minds. In fact, did you know that Michael Jordan wasn't even sure about endorsing the shoes? Now here we are, decades later, and every sneakerhead has at least one pair worth a small fortune. If only ancient Egyptians knew that papyrus kicks could fetch big bucks, huh? Now here's something for the environmentally conscious crowd. Recently, some shoe companies started making biodegradable shoes. That's right. When they're worn out, they can literally turn into compost. Honey, where's my shoes? They're growing tomatoes in the garden now. Going green has never looked so stylish or funny. Before we lace this episode up, let me leave you with one last gem. Did you know about the Guinness World Record for the largest pair of shoes? Built in the Philippines, these bad boys are over 17 feet long. Imagine wearing those bad boys on a first date. Sorry, I'm late. My left shoe got stuck in the subway. And there you have it. Some of the funniest, quirkiest, and most surprising stories from the bizarro world of shoes. From pharaohs in papyrus to disco battles on platform skyscrapers, our footwear has walked through centuries of invention and hilarity. So the next time you slip on your sneakers or lace up your boots, give your shoes a little nod. They've been through a lot. That's it for today's Facts and Giggles episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your fellow shoe lovers. We'll catch you next time with another Laugh and Learn adventure. Until then, stay fabulous and keep those toes comfy.